Oh my gosh, guys, we're back. We're back. Talking Stranger Things. It's been a hot minute since I've done a live stream. Sorry about that, guys. Just been super busy. But we're back. Hopefully more consistent. I hope you guys have been checking out the shorts I've been doing, the TikToks, whatever you want to call it, the short-term videos. I've really been enjoying doing those more than the long-term just because I don't have a lot of time and it takes up a lot less time to do it. And honestly, I enjoy like making those better so I don't have to like take forever to edit and then get you guys stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. We already got 9 people in. Oh, let's go. We already got some people in the chat. Chosen Vader, what's up, man? Yes, it has been a while, but hope you're all doing well. Garrett, my man. Hope you had a great New Year. Yes, I hope you all had a fantastic New Year. Yeah, I had a Stranger Things New Year's. That's all I did. All I did. After I saw that in theaters, there was nothing else I wanted to do besides just kind of sit with it, you know? And that's what I did for the rest of the night. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes. Thank you guys all for joining this stream. Hopefully more of you get on as the stream goes on. We're just going to do full Stranger Things discussion today. Ask as many questions as you want in the chat. I've done some reviews and rankings on the shorts, but I can recite whatever I've said if you didn't catch those. I'll give a quick overview of my thoughts on the whole season. But yeah, and then I'll do a character tier list soon into the stream after we got a bit of a discussion going. But yeah, put some questions in the chat, whatever you want to. Then eventually it could be whatever we want. It doesn't have to be just Stranger Things. But yeah, overall, here's my thoughts. What's up, Nate? How you doing? Overall, my thoughts. I really like this season. Is it the best season? No. Is it the worst? I don't think so. Is the hate forced? I certainly think so. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody that you can't hate or love a season, but I this is like the one thing where I've been like, I do not understand a lot of the hate. Some of it I very much do, but a lot of it I think is just kind of forced. And I'm like, what else did you really expect to happen? But anyway, let's go. First 4 episodes, I did a whole live or video with RJ on that earlier when that came out. But I love the first 4 episodes. I think the first 4 and the finale are the best episodes of the show, or of the season, not of the whole show, of the season. The first 4 I love. It's got that season 1 vibes. I love the group pairings. I love like kind of like the vintage Stranger Things of the first part that we got. A lot of characters have great moments in this first part. What's up, Evan? I believe. You know what? I don't know if I believe, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. What's up, Nate? Volume 1 was really good. Yes, I do agree. Whenever I do this, my nose always starts running. But yeah, I love the first 4 episodes, and then part 2 came out, and right when I finished watching it, before I saw anybody's thoughts on it, I was like, I definitely enjoyed it. I liked what we got. Wasn't my favorite of the season, but then I went on social media and like everyone was hating on it, and some of it I understand, but some of it I do not at all. I think it was a great 3 episodes for character building, which I think made a lot of parts in the finale more satisfying. I laughed when Erica called back. Yeah, that was funny. Erica was good this season. What's up, Jacob, the chosen one? Sending some good vibes to you, brother, before I rest upon a grateful universe. Okay, Thanos. The Sorcerer was an absolute masterpiece. Oh, yeah. Episode 4, I think, honestly, is the best episode of the season, even better than the finale. I think they're both great episodes. I think The Sorcerer is just such a great episode from the beginning to the end, and it has a finale level type vibes, and it's not finale at all. It's the mid-season finale, but I think that episode 4 was the best. But anyway, for those 3 episodes in the middle, 5, 6, 7 came out, and there's getting a lot of stuff, a lot of hate online. I don't know. I think there's a lot of great character development in those 3 episodes. I think a lot of characters evolved in those 3 episodes, and people are like, nothing happened in those episodes. There wasn't a lot of action. Yeah, correct. But like, there was a lot of, and what I come to the show is for the characters. I'm not really looking forward to the action. I mean, I enjoy the action. I enjoy the visual effects, but I'm coming to see some of my favorite characters grow and, see their relationships with one another. Like Steve and Dustin, they had some amazing stuff to do in Volume 2. Some of my favorite scenes are all those Dustin and Steve scenes. The argument, I think, is so well done because they're both wrong and they're both right. And I think the fight was necessary. They need to get that out. And then that just makes them coming together at the end so much better and so much more earned because they got that off their chest. Nancy and Jonathan, I didn't see that as a breakup. I thought it was a really well-written scene before I knew it was a breakup. I was one of the guys who just did not see that as a breakup at all. Some people did. I think most people didn't. But I don't care that they broke up. I think it just should have been a little bit more clearer. The more I rewatch it, I see it a little more. But yeah, like I said, I think there's a lot of great character moments. The Max and Holly stuff, I really like this season. I love Max. I love Sadie Sink. I think she is the best actress out of all the kids on the show, for sure. Best actor, honestly, out of all of them. And I love her stuff with Holly. The people saying, this is what really bugs me about the hate for Vibe 2. People saying that Max should have just run and she talked for 9 minutes instead of running. What was she going to do? Just leave Holly there? What are you talking about? Like, that would have been insane if she just left Holly there. She knew Holly wasn't going back she was going to go into Max's mind. Why would she just leave her there? She needed to at least give her some motivation to get out of there if what she told her wasn't going to work. So that thing I think is ridiculous. How we were like, there's too much talk. No, it's necessary. It's just necessary. You'll get your big action in the finale, which we did. But you needed that. Anyway, so I love the Max Holly Vecna stuff. I love the scene with Will taking over Vecna. I think that's the best scene of Volume 2 for sure. That scene was sick. Very creative, very well done, a great Will moment. And then, of course, at the end, you get the hospital scene, like the very Jurassic Park vibes, which I loved. I thought that was great. And, of course, Karen Wheeler gets the big save, which was epic. Let's see what you guys saying. Episode 4 is peak Stranger Things. I agree. I think everything that we love about Stranger Things is in Episode 4 and the finale. The hate for Volume 2 is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, I do agree. Steve and Dustin was way better in Volume 2. Yeah. And you need that in Volume 1, though. Like, it was just, it makes everything more satisfying. People just have to be patient. That's like the one flaw with like splitting up the season is people are just going to freak out over something because they don't get their clarification right away. I don't mind the split up. I would have rather been weekly, how it comes out once a week. I think that would have worked better for this, but Will controlling Vecna was the best scene in Volume 2. I do agree. Heck, even Callie got, oh yeah, I have to speak about her. Volume 2, she's terrible. She is a terrible character. I mean, like, I'm glad that they just didn't leave that plot in season 2, like, that just went nowhere. I think she's just in it way too much. And obviously she needs to be there because of what she does in the finale. But I don't understand making her so unlikable. Like, at least give her some personality. Like, she's only there to tell Eleven, you need to die. We need to die. It's the only way. I don't know what they were doing with that. I think if you're going to bring her back when she was already hated in season 2 for being in the most hated episode, at least bring her back and have some people be like, oh, she's actually a good character. I don't think anybody's thinking she's a good character after those episodes. Even after the finale, I still don't really care for her. I mean, obviously she made the right decision, but like, whatever. W Karen for destroying the Demodogs. Yes, I love what they did with Karen Wheeler. She doesn't even know what's going on, and she's still in the action. I love that. I love that. The real goat, Ted Leo. Bro, Ted Wheeler, why is she still with him? Why is she still with him? How is he even alive? I love Dustin telling Steve, I don't want to lose you. Yes. Yeah, like, you can feel Eddie's presence and how much he meant to Dustin in these 3 episodes. Yo, what's up, Trophy Productions? This guy has the best edits on YouTube. Oh, the best Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, all those edits. Imagine waiting a show weekly. Oh yeah, back in the day. Yeah, but like, more shows are even doing it now. It's just really Netflix doesn't want to do that. Like, Max does it, and I think Amazon Prime does it, but like, I don't know why Netflix doesn't. I really think this would have been better weekly. And I've grown to love it to be more weekly for everything now because I just love thinking about what's going to happen. I wish 11 had more to do because I feel like she was that is my main problem with this season is the main character of the show is 11. Like for the first 4 seasons, she's like, it's an ensemble, I know, but she's top 3 in like the main characters. Then season 5, I liked what they did with her and Hopper in the first part. She was still sidelined, but I was like, oh, volume 2 she'll have more. She really doesn't. And I think it would have made her death in the finale more if you had more scenes with her and Mike. Because like her and Mike throughout the first 7 episodes don't even feel like a couple at all. Like they have like no lovey-dovey scenes. They have scenes where they're like talking to each other, but there's nothing where I'm like, oh yeah, they're in a relationship, you know. So I think they should have leaned more into that, because it still hit hard in the finale, that scene with Mike and 11. But imagine if you like built it even stronger this season, it would have hit even more. Thank God Callie didn't betray Hopper and Elle in the end, because in volume 2 she wasn't great. I mean, I really thought that's where they were leaning to, because she was so just whatever in volume 2. She was just like a you know what in volume 2. So I was like, she's definitely like possessed, or she's gonna betray them, and she didn't. But I guess it would have made her being annoying a little bit more, you know, like, oh, because she was bad, but she wasn't. I don't know. She was whatever. 8 is whatever. What's up, Tristan? How you doing? Also, oh my God. We are not giving enough credit to Jamie Kimmel Bower. I think he gave the best performance in all 5 seasons of the show. He is absolutely incredible in this show. He's essentially playing 3 different versions of himself this season. Well, in the whole show, you got like the Henry version, you got Mr. What's It, and of course you got Vecna, and he's the one putting all that stuff on, and he gives such a great performance. Thank God they did not redeem him. I was getting really worried they were about to redeem him in that one scene in the finale. Thank God they didn't. That would have been terrible, honestly. We don't need to redeem everyone. We do not need to redeem everyone. But yeah, I loved how it was kind of like a fake out, though, because it made it more like awesome to see him like working with the Mind Flayer at the end. And the visuals in that finale, oh man, I am glad I saw that in a movie theater, because those visuals were outstanding. And people still are just like, I can't stand these people on Twitter, dude. I really got to get off it, because they piss me off. They're like, look how bad this green screen is in this one shot. Dude, look at the visual right before that of the Mind Flayer and 11 jumping like right in front of him. That is like one of the coolest visuals you've seen in media ever. And you're going to complain about a green screen? Like, some scenes are going to have to look a little iffy for a scene like 11 versus the Mind Flayer to look incredible. Like, people just want to hate at this point. Yes, I agree. Jamie Kimmel Bower was absolutely phenomenal. Yes, I mean, could you imagine we get Vecna and Pennywise in the same category at the Emmys? I don't think it would ever happen, but that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Vecna versus Pennywise. Joyce got the big moment as well. Felt like she was a bit less involved compared to the other seasons. Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I like part 1 too, volume 1. She felt like she was more involved and she was interacting with more characters than previous seasons, because she was really just with Hopper and Murray the past 2 seasons. And then volume 2, she really didn't do anything. And then yeah, I love how she got that moment. It's awesome. That moment is so good. That is such a great use of flashbacks. Like, you see every character's trauma just being, you know, finally going away. Well, not their trauma, but, you know, the guy who calls the trauma going away by each hit, from Joyce, the one who like pretty much had the most trauma from the start, like her and Will and Jonathan. I love that. Great use of flashbacks. Great use of having Winona Ryder do that. And she gets the first F-bomb of the show, which was awesome. That was awesome. Joyce's best season is still season 1 to this day, for sure. I mean, Winona Ryder's acting in season 1, insane. 11 definitely did not feel like a main character at all. Yeah, I think she should have felt more like a main character in the first few episodes leading up, because look how big of a part she had in the finale. Like, it would have hit even more if you had her do a lot more. It's whatever. If Bill Skarsgård didn't ace Pennywise, I'd give Jamie the Emmy, but I'm partial to Bill. Yes, I agree. I mean, I don't know who I'd give it to. I mean, I'm a little bit more biased towards Stranger Things just because I'm a bigger fan of it. But I'd be fine with either one of them winning. I honestly, unfortunately, don't think either one will be nominated. Just because the Emmys are and the Oscars, they don't like doing stuff like that for some reason. But I'd be fine either one winning. But they were both. I mean, Bill Skarsgård, and they're both terrifying in their roles. Totally different. Like I think like or Vecna as Henry as Mr. Whatsit, and a lot of people are saying this, and I agree. He's way more scary as Mr. Whatsit than Vecna. And then like Pennywise is just always scary. Joyce telling Vecna you fucked with the wrong family was one of the best scenes of the finale for sure. I'm so glad she got that moment. My only question with the finale is where was the Demogorgon and the Demodogs during the final fight? Yeah, that didn't really bother me. I understand why. Like it's a bit weird. And I hate that the Duffers are like responding to these. Like just let it sit. Like if you give an answer, then more people are gonna ask. They said because like Vecna didn't see the attack coming, so they weren't there. Like just don't say anything. Just like let it be, and like people will ask less questions. But because you're gonna get 1,000 follow-up questions to that. But it didn't really bother me because first of all, we got a lot of great Demogorgon and Demodog stuff in the first 7 episodes. And also like it would have been really hard it would have been even, I mean, it's not believable that these guys could beat the Mind Flayer, but it would have been even less believable that they could take on the Demogorgon, the Demodogs, and the Mind Flayer and Vecna at the same time. Like, I don't know. It didn't bother me that much though, but I understand like why like it is weird why they weren't there. But you know what I also don't get? Shouldn't Will be dead too? Like the whole hive mind thing, and he's connected, and when they all die, shouldn't he? I don't know. I mean, I'm glad if they made it a good death, then I don't know. That one I was like, shouldn't Will be dead? But whatever. Film dude bros on Twitter become experts overnight. Yeah, right. Everyone thinks they know what they're talking about on Twitter. They knew a lot of people were waiting for Vecna to redeem in a way, but to have him accept the darkness was great. Yes, I loved. Oh my god, such an incredible acting moment there too. The way he's crying, but also like no emotion. That incredible acting. Will is the best character this season, in my opinion. As someone who didn't like straight up didn't like Will in the first 4 seasons, I think he was just served that, and it was more just the writing towards Will rather than him as a character. I just think in the first 4 seasons, Will just like was a plot device, whether it was just like to warn everyone that the Upside Down's there, or he was possessed, or he wasn't there in season 1, and then season 4 he just likes Mike. Enough said. But this season they finally gave him a part. He finally like contributed something, and he was great. He's for sure. I don't know if he's my favorite character this season, but for sure one of the best. Definitely has some of the coolest moments this season. The finale, that moment is sick. What a cool shot where it's like, it's Vecna fighting 11. He's about to kill it, and then like he stops, and then like the camera zooms out, and then it goes through Will's eye. That was sick. I love that it was. I love this. That like I said to like I think I said to Jacob, like I need 11 to be the one to kill Vecna. Like she has been the MVP for 4 seasons. It's up to her. Now it can be a group effort, which it was, and Will can help her out, but 11 needs to be the one to get that final blow, and I'm so glad she did. But I love how it was a group effort. Everyone played a part. That would be great to see Bill Skarsgård and Jamie Campbell Bower get an Emmy, but sadly, yeah, I do agree. The early season 4 Max scenes in her mom's cabin with feeding the dog had such a realistic vibe, like season 1 and 2. I missed that in season 5. I do agree. I think season 4 is for sure still my favorite season, and I kind of like expected that before the season came out. I was like, this season would need to be like season 4, but also like a perfect, even more perfect version of season 4 for it to be better than season 4. Because I absolutely love that season, and I agree with what you just said. The vibe of season 4 is unmatched. It had such a dark tone to it and such a mature tone to it, and like you said, kind of more realistic kind of character moments and scenes like that. Like that's a good example. And I think season 5 kind of took it down. It wasn't as scary. Like if season 4 was this level scary, season 5 went down a notch. I guess because maybe there was more kids involved. But yeah, season 4's vibe, love it. Season 4 is still the best season. 100% agree. Make it a joint trophy between Jamie and Bia. Why not? Why not? I would put my vote in for that. I never thought I would say Will was a standout in the show because I never really cared for his character like that. Until yes, I agree. Like it's everything I just said. Yeah, I agree. Miguel or Robbie doesn't affect my life. The hate for episode 7 is absolutely ridiculous. Did these haters forget the reunion with Lucas, Max, Steve coming up? I agree, and I made a whole video on this. These fans review bombing it on IMDb actually pisses me off so much because I know the two type of fans it is, and it's very obviously, and everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's a certain fan base of a show and a certain group of people in the world. But yes, there were so many great scenes in that episode. The opening scene with Max reuniting with everyone. Steve and Dustin making up and having that great moment. I like the last 5 minutes of it. I'm forgetting. It's been a minute, but there's another one I remember. But anyway, the Will coming out scene, I think it's a fine scene. I think it shouldn't have been this late in. I do agree. It's way too deep into the show, and it was for something that's way too obvious. It should have been earlier. I think the scene alone is a good scene. I think the context of having that scene in the show makes sense. I mean, people are just acting like he just came out to have some gay representation. No, he needed to come out because Vecna was going to use that against him. Like we've seen Vecna use people's trauma and secrets against him in the past season. It makes a lot of sense why that scene happened. But that laid in right before the final battle, weird timing. I do agree. And no way in hell is it the worst episode of the show. It might be the second worst, honestly, but it's nowhere near The Lost Sister. Come on. I hate that. Will and Vecna is basically Harry and Voldemort, so that plot thread was interesting to leave on the floor in terms of Will not dropping down, but alas, I'm content with it. I got chills when Will first uses powers or when he controlled Vecna. Yes, I love that scene. Glad they went back to the roots in the finale for what made the show great, especially the last scene was perfect. I agree. The epilogue, man, had me in tears. I mean, it's tears, dude. And the final battle was sick. I love that finale, dude. I love that finale. That also, episode, way too low on IMDb. Way too low on IMDb. A 7.9 last time I checked. Come on. Also, the music when they defeat Vecna / the Mind Flayer was so good. Yes, the score is always great, but I love the needle drops this season, especially in that finale. You got 2 Prince songs back to back. I was like, what? The budget, man. They get 2 Prince songs, 2 great Prince songs. I think when Doves Cry, the first Prince song that plays, is probably my favorite Prince song. And then, of course, Purple Rain is the most iconic. And boy, did it fit that scene so well. It made it so much more emotional. When that first guitar strum plays and it's a flashback of Mike first meeting Eleven, so good. The Mind Flayer in the finale was absolutely incredible. Oh my, the visuals were so good. The visuals were crazy good for the Mind Flayer. I mean, I still do not know how big this budget was, and it to be look that good. That was awesome. Season 4 was great because it had season 1 vibes, but it still had its own flair and tone. 100% agree. The bridge is way better than Lost Sister. 100%. There is nobody. I honestly think if you think otherwise, you're lying. Nobody would rather go back and rewatch The Lost Sister than The Bridge. And if you do, you're going to have to prove it because I don't believe you at all. Because I never go rewatch The Lost Sister when I rewatch the series. And I know a lot of people who don't either. What was the context of the skull masks in the play? Because the play was Oklahoma. Do the skull masks have anything to do with that play, or was it just to make it more spooky? Oh, I didn't think of that. I just always thought it had to do with the play and the Broadway show. That was the play. I don't know anything about the Oklahoma play. So I would just assume it would have to do with that, or maybe it's a pre-show thing. I don't know. But it did make that scene more kind of more intense. I like the drums playing. I still think episode 7 did kind of put his season somewhat somewhat down for me, but it's not as bad as the losses surrounding close. Yeah, I agree. It's a weak setup for sure. I'm not going to defend that episode. Like say it's a great episode. It's not. It's an okay episode. It's not a good setup. Especially when you look at season 4's penultimate episode going into the finale. That is a setup. The only thing about Will coming out scene is that it should have come earlier. Oh yeah, also there's so many random characters there. That was very weird. It should have to me just been like Joyce, of course, the boys, like Mike, Lucas, Dustin, 11, and Jonathan. Like you don't, and Robin. Robin could be there, but you don't need anyone else. I love those women's chords in like the wormhole reveal and the play scene with the skull mask. Yeah, there was some great music. There's some great scores, especially in that finale. I also love how Vecna always says it's time. I know, right? He's always saying it's time. I feel like that's in every trailer. Him saying it's time. Quick water break. I think the scene where Will comes out should have been more intimate. Why is Callie in the scene? Dude, it is so funny that she is in that scene. It is so funny. She's just standing there. You don't even know him. I bet you don't even know his name. It's so weird. But that defines her character this season. Why is she here? The epilogue was absolutely amazing to see, and it was great to see it. And dude, I think the epilogue is so perfect. I love everybody's ending. Like, I'm a little disappointed that like nobody died, besides 11. But if you're gonna have nobody die, at least have them have great send-offs, and I think everyone had a great send-off. Like Hopper and Joyce, man. Oh, I love that. I love that they got their date. They're getting engaged and they're moving to New York. Love that. Love how all the older kids, they're happy. I love how Steve's a baseball coach and Hawkins. It's so fitting. And of course that final scene, it's so bittersweet. So bittersweet. One of the best scenes of Stranger Things. And I absolutely love how 11's death is up to your own interpretation. I love that. I think that is so perfect. I didn't even think of that. I don't know anyone else who thought of that before the season. I think that is such a perfect way to do that. Like, nothing's confirmed, nothing's denied. It's up to the audience. I think more shows, movies should lean more that route, because it's hard to piss off a lot of people if you do that. I mean, people are going to be pissed out of the way. Look at this fan base, but I love that. I love that. I know a lot of people who believe she's alive, and people like me, I really don't think she is. Obviously, if they ever do a spinoff, they're going to say she's alive. But if there's no spinoff ever, I don't think she's alive. And I kind of like that. I like either one, though, too. I can see what where they went with the budget, because it was for the Mind Flayer design. Oh, yeah. But, like, the whole season, the budget was great. Like, there wasn't any bad. I mean, there's some bad green screens, but, like, I don't blame them, because you got to save some stuff. I get the characters explaining and planning things was always a part of the show, but they definitely, there was a little too much exposition. And the memes are funny, though. This doesn't bother me, but it is funny, and the memes did make me realize how much they do this. Like this is Steve, and this is the tower. Looks like I didn't even realize how much they do that, but that's just Stranger Things, Like, that's nothing new. I wish the Byers were the main characters of the final season. The show started with them. Yeah, I mean, essentially, like, Will was kind of the main character. And Jonathan had a lot more to do towards the end, which I like, because he's had a terrible season 3, a bad season 3 and a terrible season 4, in my opinion. So I kind of like how he got more to do. What was I about to say? Like, I like him kind of taking the lead in the final episode with the whole group in the Upside Down and the Abyss. Mike telling the story about the knight, the zoomer, the bard, Will the Rise, the storyteller, and especially the mage was so beautiful, but not gonna lie, it made me cry. Dude, let me tell you this. I was tearing up the whole time, but I was like, I really don't like crying, especially in a movie theater with a bunch of people. I just don't want to do that. But I was tearing up the whole time, but I could hold in most of it. And then as soon as those credits rolled and I heard that first, I knew exactly what song it was when they played David Bowie's Heroes. I kid you not, it was pouring tears, dude, and I couldn't even help it. And usually I can. I was the whole episode until then, because that song is, they used covers of it before. It's so perfect for this show. And when that played in the credits and those credit scenes, I love that whole credit sequence. A TV show never gets that. Like, that's a movie thing, but I loved it. I love that. And David Bowie's, oh my God, incredible. That's what I really. The Mike and Hopper scene in the epilogue is one of my favorite scenes of that episode, for sure. They've had such an interesting relationship. And that scene really like captures their relationship. And Hopper gave him, once again, some great advice. And I think, that really kind of changed Mike's perspective on everything. I wish that scene wasn't leaked, because let's be honest, I think we all saw that. Well, not the context, but we saw the images. But still, it hit hard. Yeah, it was a great scene. Jonathan saving Steve was peak. I do like that, but it's so ridiculous how they cut to black. Like, we know he's not dying now. It's one thing. I honestly think it'd be a quicker second, obviously, but you're more likely to think he's going to die if you have like that second or split second of like, oh my God, he just fell. But when it cut to black, I was like, oh, okay, he's not dead. I don't know why they did that. But then I do like how Jonathan saved him, and they had that conversation, and now they're best buds, which I figured would happen. I can understand if people thought the Will coming out scene was too long and felt out of place, but Will didn't just do it. Yeah, exactly. The soldier's suicide. Oh my God, that scene is so underrated. You talking about where 11 made him shoot himself? That was a sick scene, and I think I forgot about that because of all the stuff that happened after. But that was a sick scene. It's also a full circle moment because Steve saved Jonathan in season 1. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of it like that. Yeah, I used to not like them not killing anybody off, so I was expecting nobody to, or I'm used to them not killing anybody off, so I was expecting nobody to die besides maybe 11. Yeah, I mean, before the season, I was expecting a lot more death, and then as it went on, I was like, okay, this is their route. They're going, and they're not really killing anyone. Yeah. Great to see Jonathan and Steve become friends. Yeah, I think it should have happened a little earlier, but it was still a cool moment. And a lot of audience reactions went, dude, I had such a lame audience. Like, I'm watching all these videos online of people going crazy in the theater. My theater was so chill. Like, I wanted to clap. I wanted to cheer, but I wasn't going to be the only one to do it. But yeah, I wish my theater was like that. I think Erica should have been kidnapped rather than Holly. She's been more impactful to the show. I disagree. I think Erica's kind of been the comedic relief. And also, she's older than Holly, and she would have just bullied Vecna. I don't know. I loved Holly this season. I think first of all, the actress is incredible. She had so much to do this season, and she nailed it. But I think it makes it more personal with the Wheelers, that you have, their sister taken. You have like you have two really main characters, Mike and Nancy, who it's personal with, and then of course more of a side character, Karen, who it gets personal with. But Karen. It's like if Erica got taken, then you have to like kind of reintroduce Lucas's parents, and you're like, we don't really have time for that. But you already know, Karen and Nancy and Mike. I bet it was insane in theaters. Yeah. For most people, the visuals were insane, but the audience reaction for me was lame. But it was packed too. It was a packed house. David Bowie's Heroes was the best song for the end. I agree. I could not think of a better song than that. Did Elle actually survive? It's up to you. It's up to you, dude. It's up to all of us. I'm thinking she's not. I really don't see how. Now, realistically, I don't really see how 8 could have still been alive at that point, because she was bleeding out pretty hard at that point, and that was like 20, 30 minutes before. So I don't know how she still could have been alive. But I know there's a lot of things like 11 Nose wasn't bleeding, and I don't know. Both are possible. I don't believe. I'm fine with Holly being more of a character in the final season because she did see the lights flickering back in season 1. That is true. But I wish she didn't have too much screen time. I don't know. It didn't bother me. The scenes with her and Max for sure didn't bother me. The scenes with her and all the other kids was like, whatever. But that was really only like episode 7. But like, it didn't bother me at all, especially because the actress carried that acting, and it was great. And her chemistry with Sadie Sink with Max was awesome. So that was great. I did not mind that at all. Another emotional moment was Max reuniting with Lucas and her saying, "I didn't need the music, I just needed you." That was a great moment, dude. Sadie Sink is so good, and Caleb McLaughlin was incredible in that scene. Everybody was. That reunion was something I was looking forward to seeing this whole season, and they killed it. They absolutely killed it. Everybody else's reunion with her was a little mixed. Like 11 and Max's reunion was bad. Be straight up, that was bad because Max had such a big part in 11's life. Like Max is the one that like kind of made 11 her own person. You know, have her not rely on all the dudes in her life. She kind of gave her own personality. And for them to just be like, "Oh my God, you're back. You're really here." No, they should be hugging. They should be surprised. They should be crying. And even like in the finale, when the Max was in like with 11 and Vecna's mind, they didn't even seem like the best friends. They kind of seemed like acquaintances. Yeah, that is one of my biggest gripes is that 11 and Max didn't have a great reunion. I think Max's mom. Yeah, where was Max's mom this whole season? I mean, her daughter was in a coma for 18 months. Oh God, I hope not. The scene with Vecna getting in Hopper's head was amazing. Generally was one of the greatest scenes. Plus bringing up. Oh yes, that was a great scene. That, like another scene that's like gonna be kind of swept under the rug because everything else that happened in that episode. I love that scene. I love seeing that was the first time we see Hopper and Vecna interact, kinda, and it was great because Hopper's like you always see him as such a strong guy, and then when you bring up the moments like Sarah and his daughters, that's when you see him kind of lose it. And oh my God, when you think he shot 11, like that was crazy. That was so cool. I mean, it was cool. It was like such a shock. I was like, what? It's like there's no way that's actually true, but man, could you imagine? I love when you see Vecna do stuff like that. Like that is like it's so chilling. It's so chilling. Also, Max and Luke, yes, they did. Jamie was so good. I didn't mind seeing less of him in his Vecna form and more of him. Yeah, like I said earlier, like he's debatably more scary as Mr. What's It. What's up, Kevin? I still tear up when I rewatch the ending. Yes, I rewatched it today and I teared up. Seeing them put their binders away really gets me. I see it as the actors saying goodbye to their childhood, and you hear character. Yeah, I 100% you feel that. It didn't really feel like acting. It felt very much like them hanging up their childhood. You know, it was like it was literally like their high school graduation. And I also think as the audience, as us, and for me, who's someone like I'm a little older than the characters, but I grew up with this show, and it's ending, and it kind of feels like it's me like kind of entering adulthood. Like I'm putting another piece of my childhood away, like with this show ending. And I felt that with Cobra Kai earlier. Now I really feel it with Stranger Things. I'm so glad they brought back 11 and Vecna's rivalry. Yes, in the finale because they forgot about. Yes, dude. I was waiting for that the whole season, dude. Like they're acting like they don't have beef. Yes, they do. I guess it makes us at the finale seeing that more satisfying, but. And it was epic seeing 11 and Vecna throw it down in the Mind Flayer. But I agree. They don't have anything before that. I really enjoyed the Max and Holly storyline. I agree. Max and Will had a better. Yes, Max and Will had like 3 reunion scenes, which were good, but they didn't really ever have scenes together before that. Yeah, and 11, I don't know. That was really weird how 11 and Max just did not. Yeah, I agree with that. I really enjoyed Max and Holly's scenes, and when Max tells Holly that you are Holly the heroic, yes, I agree. People are making fun of that scene for no reason. Like, Max was not going to just leave her there. Max's mom should have at least, yeah, where is her mother? Jesus. I'm just going to assume Max's mom died when Hawkins opened. Oh, maybe. Ooh, that would be dark. The end of season 4 because ain't no way your daughter is in a coma for 18 months and you don't visit her once. I agree, dude. I mean, I don't know if she's dead. Maybe she just disowned her, though. And Max was cool with it. Upon rewatch, I enjoyed season 3 more. It's actually a fun season. The Starcourt Mall, it was cool. Yeah, season 3 is such a fun season. And like I think like as its own thing, it's good. It's a good season. But when you put it in like the grand scheme of 5 seasons of Stranger Things, it is kind of like, oh, you could skip a lot of this. Like, it's not that important till like the end. But for its own thing, it's fun, and I like it better than season 2. But I have it in 4th on my ranking. But I enjoy it. I watched the show from the beginning, so it definitely got me emotional. It got me emotional even more, for sure, man. Yeah, it really. Exactly. These actors have been doing this show for 10 years, so it's so sad that this is the end of their childhood. Yeah. Better question. Dude, where's Dr. Owens? This annoys me too. Where the hell is, dude, Dr. Owens was not just like a side character who didn't do anything. Dude, he was such like an important character in season 2 and season 4. And like, he was actually like a good guy too. And he has no men. He had to die in that bunker. But like, if you're going to do that, why not like show him dead? Like, nobody even mentions Dr. Owens this season. That bugged me because he would totally be involved with this, or he'd be dead. Just say one. And then, like, even in the credits, when they showed, like, Dr. Brenner, they showed Eddie, they showed Barb, they showed Billy, they showed Bob. Why are we not showing Dr. Owens at all? I don't know. That's weird, too. Is it crazy I enjoyed season 3 more than 5? No, I don't think so. Season 5 is a lot of people's least favorite, which I can see why. But I don't think that's crazy. I enjoy 5 a little more than 3, but I do not think that's crazy. Also, for Max reunion scene, I wish we would have seen Dustin, Steve, Nancy reaction because they were with her in season 4. That is true. That is true. That would have been cool if they were there, but they were in the Upside Down at that point, right? Yeah. Only excuse for Max's mom not being in the hospital with Max because she's working a lot? I guess. I don't know. They forgot about a lot of characters. Like, also, like, I mean, I figured they weren't going to be in the season, but I figured there would be a mention of with Enzo with the guy who was in Russia with Hopper, who helped him escape. No mention of him. Like, I really liked him in season 4. Argyle just disappeared. And he knows everything, but he just disappeared. I guess maybe he doesn't because he smoked it all out of his head, but really wish they found a way to bring Owens back. He was major in helping Elle. They could have easily have had him imprisoned in the military base in the Upside Down and did something with him. I agree. Either you kill him or you tell us where he is. A lot of people think like he helped like in this finale. If Eleven's really alive, he's the one. Like she went to him, and he helped her find her a new place to live, like how he did in California. So I like that theory, but come on. I also just like Paul Reiser. It's an actor. Dr. Owens had to die because ain't no way they just forgot about him. Then why not just say it, though? Like, whatever. I love the hospital sequence in season 3. Yes, that is a sick scene. That is a very underrated scene of the show with Nancy and Jonathan and how 11 just easily destroys it. Season 3 was my least favorite for a long time, but I rewatched it and it's such a vibe. Yeah, it's a very, like, nostalgic type of season. It's like if you say Stranger Things, season 3 is like I picture like a still of season 3 just because like the colors and the 80s-ness and the ending. I think the finale of season 3 is still maybe the best finale of all 5 seasons. I mean, that's an epic finale, and in the mall, it's iconic with Billy and the Mind Flayer and Hopper and Joyce. I love that. Also, you got Alexi in season 3. Instead of giving us new characters, just use the characters from season 4. You mean in season 5? But I like the new characters in season 5. I think that Stranger Things always, well, we'll talk about her. Let's talk about her. Stranger Things always does a great job bringing in new characters most of the time. In season 5, they do a great job bringing in Derek. He is hilarious this season. A character who I was expecting to be like, oh my God, this kid's so annoying. I hate him. But no. He is hilarious, and I loved every scene he was in. I mean, I love all the praise he's getting online, too, because he was hilarious. Holly, like, she's not new, but I pretty much, she's a new actress. Biggest part she's ever had in the show. So I'm counting her as new. She was a great new character. Anybody else who's, like, besides Dr. K, who I'll get to? Okay, let's just get through it. Dr. K, awful. What a waste of Linda Hamilton. I liked what we got with her in the first 4 episodes. I was like, ooh, can't wait to get deeper into this. And you do for like a quick montage with 8. and that's it. And then you don't see her until like one scene or two scenes in this episode 7. Dude, what a waste of Linda Hamilton. Literally anybody could have played that part. Like, why you get Linda Hamilton for her to do nothing all season? Like, she's such a cool actress. Like, she has nothing. And I think there was a lot of potential, like I said, with Dr. K. Like, I liked what we got in the first 4, and I wanted to give more. Like, I just wanted more of that in the second part, but we didn't get anything. I don't know. It seemed like they had bigger plans, and they just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I agree. I wish we got Dr. Owens back, but my guess is that he helped bail these characters out from the military. Maybe. Also, what I love about season 3 is that 11 is with the party for most of the part. Yeah, I do like that. That is true. That is like the one season she is like 3 and 1. Like when she's with everyone. Man, also Vecna's entrance in episode 4 was phenomenal. Oh, that Darth Vader Rogue One scene? Yup. That scene was incredible. That whole sequence was awesome. The oneer at the Maxi. Oh yeah, that scene is awesome. I wish like they didn't put that full thing kind of in the trailer. I was expecting to hate Derek. Yep, me too. When season 5 was coming out, but he ended up being an MVP, and I love this character. Debatably one of the best characters this season. Derek Rowe. Dude, that was like the biggest audience reaction I got this season was when he went, "Suck my fat one." And then everyone like laughed. That was the biggest audience reaction I got in the theater. Dr. K is useless, bro. We don't even know who she is. Yeah, and like, I get it. It's 18 months later, but like the military just disappears. She just disappears. Like she doesn't even die. Like, why? You know what? 11 should have snapped her neck when she was in the Upside Down in the last part about to die. She should just done that, and she's dead. Like, alas, fuck you. But I don't know. That was a big waste of Linda Hamilton and Dr. K, who I think had a lot of potential. Dr. K was a terrible villain, even though there could have been potential. Yep. Derek was absolutely hilarious, and him saying "suck my fat one" is one of the best lines. Yes, that is one of the most iconic lines of the show now. What happened to the Turnbow family? They stuck in the barn still? Yeah, they forgot about them too. I mean, I guess Derek eventually explained things, and they probably wouldn't believe him. But that would be interesting to see what happened when they woke up. Also, the plot line where Dr. K's trying to create new numbers was pointless. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit generic of a storyline, I guess you could say, because we've seen it, but I think it also makes sense, and I think, like, the ideology of 11 being like, yeah, but if we kill Dr. K, there's going to be another one. I do like that, because I think that's true. But go more in on it, you know? Don't just say it. Like, why does Dr. K... Like, we get that quick scene of, like, Dr. K being like, we'll send them, like, the Soviets, and they'll kill Soviets instead of Americans. But let's go deeper in. The military just let the characters free when they literally killed half of them. Yeah, Nancy just shot half the dudes there before and Hopper, and they're just free to go. But whatever. That doesn't bother me because that's just TV show logic. Anybody can do whatever they want. All right. I'll do this tier list soon. All right. Anything I didn't talk about that I wanted to say? Nancy Wheeler, she is awesome. When she said, "I'll be the bait," and she didn't even hesitate, and she shot that Gorgon and ran by herself. Walk 'em down, Wheeler. Walk 'em down, Wheeler. Love Nancy. She's a top 3 character for me. She's number 3. Steve, Hopper. Actually, I won't do this because I'll do it on the list, but you just got the first 2. Also, I'm glad that 11 killed that one military dude in the finale. He was annoying. Yeah, that scene was sick. 11 could have easily snapped Dr. K's neck at the end of Volume 2. Yeah, she was just mogging her. She was just mogging her in that scene. She had, like... That was funny. Yeah. Anything else that I wanted to say? Probably that I'm forgetting. I know there's something I want to say, and I totally forgot. Um. Oh, the graduation scene. I love that. I love how Dustin just totally did what Eddie said he was gonna do when he graduated. I love that. I noticed that right away, and I love how he did that. And then they all get invited to the party by the girl that rejected Dustin in season 2. Love that. Love that. Susie Poo is bones. I don't care about Susie Poo. I really don't. I don't care about the relationship. You know they never actually had a scene like together, like in the same room. So yeah, Susie Poo is bones. Dustin is the man. And I love that scene. Yeah, this is a great point, Kevin. All those pregnant women who were innocent just got blown up with it, I guess. So yeah, that sucks. How was it flat ground inside the giant hive thing? I don't know. I really thought that Nancy was going to die, but thank God she didn't. Yeah, I mean, she could have died a few times this season, and she didn't. When she shot the thing in Volume 2 and they ended it like that, you're like, oh no, this could be it. But no, they don't kill anyone in this show. Dustin, Will, Lucas wanted to. Yeah, dude, Mike just had to do a lame D&D party. I'm kidding. It was a great scene. But yeah, they're the popular guys now. Dustin honoring Eddie in the graduation was so great. That's why Dustin also one of my favorites. And I love how much like Eddie had such an impact on the show in one season. Like you see a Hellfire shirt everywhere now, and I think that's because of Eddie. And I love how you can feel his kind of what he left on the show in this season, like especially with Dustin. I love Dustin's arc. I love how he starts out like a different version of him, and then he's slow as the season goes on. We see him come back to the Dustin we all know and love. Lou Max is the best couple in the show. Yeah, I think probably Jopper's my favorite because I love both those characters. But Lou Max, yeah, that's second for sure. I love that they're together. I love their relationship. They finally fixed Lucas's hairline. Yeah. They just gave him his regular hair. Everyone looked good in that epilogue, especially Sadie Sink. Oh my. Stanton Jancy is boned. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised. I thought she was either gonna I knew deep down she wasn't gonna end up with Steve, even though I kinda wanted that. But I like how she's with either one of them. I think that benefits more. But I really was surprised that she didn't end up with Jonathan, like before the breakup scene. You know your character's goated if you can feel their presence in a show, even if you're dead. Yeah, for sure. Hellfire lives. Lou Max has been better than Malevolent. Yeah, I agree because we don't get, dude. Like Malevolent could be such a good couple if they just like season 3 they're broken up and Mike is really annoying in the beginning of it, and like Hopper kind of like gets their relationship toast. Like he's the reason. Season 4. Dude, the relationship drama, it bothers me so much because Mike literally said, I love you a season before. Why can't he not say it now? You realize if Mike just said that, then a lot of stuff with 11 would just be confident that season and not care about the bullies and everything. She just needed to hear that from Mike. And Mike just couldn't do it for some reason until the end. I don't know. And then season 5, until the finale, they do not seem like a couple at all. Dude, Nancy got that Eddie hair. Oh, yeah, her haircut. You mean in the epilogue. Dude, Nancy and Karen got that 90s short hair. You're still baddies. I do wish they were able to redeem / clear Eddie's name in the. Yeah, dude. People still don't know what happened. I thought for sure by the end of this all, the public would know what happened. But no, they still think it's an earthquake somehow. And yeah, that's the part that sucks about it the most, is that everyone still thinks Eddie's a killer. That sucks. Also, I love how the jocks vanished after the first episode. Yeah, they brought him back. That's true. They brought him. I mean, like, where else would they fit though? Yeah, they wouldn't be at the graduation because I assumed they were older than them. The basketball player, yeah. Mike and 11 didn't have the same chemistry. Yeah, their best chemistry was season 1 and like at the end of 2. But still, you only see them at the end of 2 together. Sadie Sink is the best of the young actors. I agree. And yeah, dude, she is one of those actors where like I see an Oscar in her future. Like, she's just one of those young actors where I'm like, she will win an Oscar. She's already in a ton of stuff. She might be in the biggest movie of the year with Spider-Man this year. No, she's gonna be in that if it's the biggest movie of the year. She's like already huge on like Broadway and stuff. I think she's an incredible actress and deserves everything that she's going to get. I wouldn't have minded Jonathan and Nancy singing together, but Nancy being alone is better than Nancy. Yeah, I don't know. I love Nancy and Steve in season 4. I do. And then Nancy makes fun of it in season 5. What he told her. Poor Mike when 11 left. Yeah, dude. Everyone had their happy ending, but Mike. Which sucks. I really do feel bad for Mike. I really do. But I think he's gonna have, he's kind of accepted it now, and he's gonna stick to his theory, and that'll help him get through life. And he's now just Stephen King. He's just gonna write stories. Yeah, but yeah, it does suck for Mike. Mike and 11 in season 4 made people not care about them for a while. Yeah. Jason, yeah, I agree. I think season 4 brought in so many good characters, and Jason is one of those. Like, first of all, I don't see him as that bad of a guy as everyone else does. Yes, obviously he's like a little ahead of himself. Kind of got like an ego, but like, dude, I feel like most people would kind of act that way if you thought their girlfriend was killed by someone that you already thought was a little suspicious, and everyone else thinks that. I mean, I don't know if you'd get a gun or anything, but. And then, of course, in the finale, if you went in that attic and saw Lucas with the girl who's kind of like out of it, you would like be like, "What the hell's going on?" Wake her up, and then maybe you would have to fight them to get that to happen. But yeah, I think he is a great character in season 4. I wish they had Max there when Joyce defeated Vecna, so we can see the flashbacks of but she was in a wheelchair, so I don't think they were gonna wheel her when the Demogorgon or when the Mind Flayer was chasing them. Love how Max. Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. She missed 18 months, and her grades were already shit before that. Great to see. Yes, I love that ending with Steve. It's so perfect. You got to think if like they do a spinoff, which I hope they don't do for a while, maybe in like 30 years, and they do their own Cobra Kai. It would kind of like start with Steve since he was the only one to stay in Hawkins. And everyone has to come back. So I like how Steve will end up being the only one who stays in Hawkins. Yeah. So that's interesting, but I like that. Jason is actually a better person than Billy. Let's be for sure. Is that even a debate? Billy is an awful person, dude. Don't let his one good act at the end make you ignore everything else he did. He was a terrible person. But a great character. Billy is a great character. If we started the show with Jason, I agree. At first, Hopper seemed like he was happy to. Dude, that scene is so funny when in the finale when the military's there and they got the things that make 11 and Callie's like cover their ears and it makes them weak. And Hopper just picks up 11. He doesn't even like look at Callie. He just runs. He's like, bye. That is so funny. I love Hopper and Callie's beef. Because the whole audience is Hopper in that. Also, speaking of new characters, yeah, Argyle, I mean, the whole California stuff in season 4 is like whatever. But he was funny. But I am glad he wasn't in the season, but I think there should have been like more of a mention. For Max, she does have the 4 smartest people in the world, so that's my only reason that's true, I guess. She did some summer classes. I'm saying people would probably try to debate who's a better person because we did end up sympathizing with Billy, so people would have. Yeah, I don't know. All right, that's not even a discussion for me. I think Jason is for sure a better person than Billy. Nothing will beat Max's running up that hill moment. Dude, best episode of the show still. Best scene of the show. Best everything of the show is Dear Billy and running up that hill scene. And nothing can beat that. Nothing can beat season 4. All right, let's get into this tier list real quick. Here's my character tier list. Oops. For Stranger Things, the entire series. I think these are all like the kind of main characters. Here we go. Can you all see that? I hope nobody's missing because I kind of spooled this up. But this looks like a good one. All right, let's go. S, I'm only going to put my top 5 characters in S because I know my top 5. Then A, B, C, D. We'll see if I put it in order at the end. Okay. All right, Papa. I think Papa is a great antagonist. Like way better than Dr. K. I think he's kind of an underrated villain. I think he brought kind of that more menacing side to the show and a human element, not like the monsters. But he's not added that much. I'll put him like he's not that great, but he's good at what he does. So I'm gonna put him in high C. I'm gonna keep him high C. Enzo, a character who, I'm gonna put him at B. He was only in one season, but him and Hopper in the Russian prison, one of my favorite storylines of the show. I think they both carried that stuff so well, and they had a great relationship. So I'm gonna put him in B for now, but we might switch some stuff around. Billy might be an A. Honestly, I think he's so. I wish we had more like asshole Billy from season 2, but like before he got possessed, because it's so fun to watch. Like his stuff with Karen is so fun, and him just his rivalry with Steve and Max. I love all that. And great actor. Mrs. Wheeler. I'm gonna put her in high B because I always liked her. I always liked how you tell she really cares about her children, but she's also like very clueless. And then season 5, she finally gets some stuff to do. But I'm not putting. I could put her in A. The only reason I'm not is because she wasn't a character I really would think of as one of my favorites until like season 5. But she had some amazing scenes in season 5. Jonathan, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put you in C. Because 1 and 2, I really like you. I think, and you're always a great brother in the entire show. When you get those scenes with Will, those are always your best scenes. But season 3, you don't do anything. You're not bad. You don't do anything. Season 4, you're terrible, dude. I'm sorry, you were terrible in season 4. That is character assassination right there because he does nothing that season. He is a pothead. He lies to Nancy. He's not even with Nancy. He's just dumb. He is just a dumb character that season. I like one scene with him. I mean, I like the shootout scene, but I'm not counting that. I like the one scene at the end when he hugs Will. That's it. And season 5, he's whatever until the middle of it. But season 4 really weighs it down because I do not like Jonathan in season 4 at all. So I'll have to put him in. It's going to be a higher C. Lucas, I got to put Lucas in A. A character in season, honestly, 1, he's annoying. 2, he's good, but not that much to do. 3, he's not in it. He doesn't do anything until the end. 4, he's awesome. I love his arc in season 4. I love how he starts out trying to be with the popular guys, and then he gets back with Max, and that makes him realize, who his real group. I love him in season 4. Great acting in season 4, season 5. Season 5, he's great too. He will do anything for Max, as we see. So I'm gonna put him in A. He's a great character. Is this Henry? Tell me there's only one, Henry Vecna one. Okay. Oh shit. No, okay. I'm putting Henry Vecna, Mr. What's It all in as one. And I think honestly he's just outside my top 5. The best actor in the show, the best performance in the show. But great acting. So many great twists and turns in the show come from Vecna / Henry / one / Mr. What's It. Great acting. One of the best villains ever. I think so. In anything. Love the backstory. Love everything about him. For sure. In A. All right, what's the chat saying? Yeah, they did Jonathan Dury season 4. Karen Wheeler goes up the list after the season. I agree. Enzo's a great character. I agree. Jonathan is a good character, but yeah, he really didn't do anything in 3 and 4. Yeah, Lucas is a great character. Hi, what's up? Jonathan definitely is a great character. I agree. Lucas is amazing, and rewatching the show, I appreciate him even more. Yeah, he's got such a great arc. Lucas was a great character after we finally loved Al. Yep, Henry Creel was a great character. Yes, Vecna is near S tier. I think like I said, I'm only going to put my top 5 characters in S tier, and I think he's just right outside. Robin, A for sure. I'm going to put her a little bit above Lucas. I love her in all 3 seasons she's in, and I think she gets better every season. I think she's funny. I love Maya Hawke. I just love the way she portrays Robin, and you see her like get more comfortable with the group as the season goes on, and she gets funnier. But she's also a very caring character. She gives, especially in season 5, she gives Will outstanding advice for him to like reach his full potential. I love her with Steve. I love her with Nancy in season 4. Everyone, I don't know. She's a great addition to the show. She's a great addition. I'm gonna put her a little bit above Lucas in A tier. Nancy, welcome down, Wheeler. I am your biggest fan. You're an S tier. You're not my favorite, but you are for sure one of my favorites. I love Nancy Wheeler. I think she might have the best arc in the whole show. Look at how she starts. Look at her in the first episode. Look at her in the last episode. That is insane, but it's also so earned. I love everything about Nancy. She's always been one of my favorites. Welcome down, Wheeler. Welcome down, Wheeler. She is the most... her and Hopper are the most badass characters on the show. I love everything about Nancy. Oh my God, I can go on and on about Nancy. I think she's just such a cool character. And not to mention, she's got the journalism side to her too. I just love when a character just gets shit done. You know? Like there's so many badasses that are just badass to be badass, but Nancy like is an MVP. She gets shit done. Season 4, she's the one that shoots Vecna out that window. Season 5, she squares off with the mind flayer just with a few guns. And she doesn't even hesitate. I'll do it. You know I can do it. I love Nancy. She's one of my favorites. Yes. Nancy Wheeler, my goat. Yes. Nancy turned in the Rambo in that final fight. Yes, she did. I forget Mike and Nancy. Yes, I'm glad they went more into that, though, this season. Nancy is definitely a great character, and she's such a badass. Yes, I do kind of get annoyed with her a little bit in season 2 and 3, but I don't at all. I've never really been annoyed with Nancy. Even when she was drunk with Steve, I don't care because I like her character that much. Let's go. Vicky, I don't want to I'll put her in C because she was a little annoying in that finale, but and what happened was I guess her and Robin broke up because she's not in the epilogue at all. She's just whatever. I don't really think about Vicky, you know. She's whatever, she's fine. Hopper, second best. Oh no, my favorite character. I don't know why I said that. My favorite character in the show. I love Hopper. I love David Harbour. I love Hopper. For sure my favorite character in the show, and he's always been like that. I just love everything about Hopper. He's a badass too. But also, I love how he just talks to everyone. That's the best thing I love about Hopper. He talks to all the kids like they're adults, and he is like no filter. Like he'll like, I love him. He's also hilarious. He's badass. I love his soft side with Joyce and Eleven and the kids, but I also love his tough, badass side. He carried that Russian prison stuff on his own. Such a great arc. Such a great character. And he's my favorite for sure. Joyce, I love Joyce. I'm going to put her right behind Lucas. Season 1 and 2, she was definitely top 5 character for sure. Great acting. Winona Ryder kills it in every season, but especially those seasons. Just a great mother. Great mother, great character, great motherly figure to even characters who aren't her real children. And I love how she'll do anything. She'll do anything if she's got a hunch about it. Like go and save Hopper in Russia. I love that. Yeah, I just love Joyce. She's definitely an A-tier character. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Yeah, Joyce is one of my favorite. Max is 5. I think she's 5 in my top 5. And a character who, when she was first introduced in season 2 and 3, I was like, yeah, she's cool. She's cool. I didn't like really think much about her. But when season 4 came around, oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever made a character go from like a whatever to top 5. Sadie Sink is such an incredible actress, but Max is so good in seasons 4 and 5, where she kind of, to me, took the role from Elle as like the star of the show. Season 4, she maybe has the best arc in the entire show. I love everything about that. Of course, she has the most iconic scenes in season 4, the most iconic scene in the entire show. Love her arc, love her relationship with Lucas. I love her like sarcastic side. And in season 5, I love it. I love what she got with Holly. Max is for sure top 5 character for me. I think she's 5. And then speaking of top 5, Dustin. I got Dustin at 4, right behind Nancy. Another character who I love. One of the funniest characters on the show. I think Gaten Matarazzo is probably he evolved the most as an actor as the show went on. He is such an underrated actor in the show, especially in season 5. But Dustin is just such he's also like Nancy, he gets shit done. He figures stuff out. Where would this group be without Dustin? He's the smart one. He's the funny one. He's the lovable one. He's got some of the best relationships in the show with Steve, with Eddie, with the boys, with everyone. I think everyone in the show just fucks with Dustin. He just seems to have kind of chemistry with everyone, and that's thanks to Gaten Matarazzo. He's funny. He's smart. He gets stuff done. Dustin's top 5 character for me. Yes, I agree. Dustin's funny. Did not really care about Max the first 2, but season 4 and 5, yeah, she had the best. Yep. Joyce at 5 for 3 bad. Yep. Dustin is the best and smartest and lovable character. Yes, I agree. 11. She's obviously an A tier character. I probably would put her there. Yeah, I mean, where would we be without 11? She is the MVP of the show. Her powers are great. She has such a great arc. I think still her best is season 1. I love her in season 1. Season 2, I don't. Season 3, she's great. Season 4, she's great. Season 5, she's not in it as much, but the finale, she's great. I mean, she's just a great character. Not my favorite for sure, but MVP of the show. And a badass too. And it's more I love her relationship with Hopper and Mike and the kids more than her, but she's still one of the best characters. Mike. I'm gonna put Mike in the B tier, honestly, because a character after season 1, I didn't care for really. I don't know. There was nothing about him that pulled me in as much as the other characters. I loved him in season 1 as a leader, and I love how close he is with everyone. But 2, he's all right to me. I don't like how he treats Max. And then season 3, he's annoying to me. He's right. I understand he's right about 11's powers. But I don't know. He's just kind of that annoying teenager, especially in the beginning. And then season 4, I don't think he's good at all. Like I said earlier, it annoys me that he can't say I love you to 11 again. And the whole California stuff with Will, it's not good. But season 5, he goes back to those roots, especially in those first 4. Then the next 3, he doesn't really do anything. And then the finale, he has a great finale. But I'm going to put him in B just because he's been a very inconsistent character for me. But he's mostly good than bad. Mike was a great character in season 1, 2. Then he was okay in 3. He was awful in 4. And he was a good character in 5. Yeah, I agree. Season 1, Mike was my favorite version. I agree. Yeah. All right, let's go. Steve, my second favorite character. There's my top 5. Hopper, Steve, Nancy, Dustin, Max. In order, those are my top 5. Steve, I mean, is there anything I can say about Steve that we don't already know? He is just, Joe Geary is just so charming. Even in that first season when he's supposed to be your popular asshole stereotype, he's still just so charming. He's hilarious. He also gets shit done. He's a badass too. He has some of the most iconic moments in this show. And how can you not love Steve? How can you not love Steve? And when Dustin, him and Robin, everyone, the GOAT babysitter, one of the best character developments in anything. I mean, who would have thought Steve would end up as good as he was in season 1? He's so good. I mean, he's the most iconic character from the show for a reason. Everybody loves Steve. All right, in fact, I count him as Henry, so I'm not doing that. Murray's also one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna, I'll put him there because Murray in season 3 or 2, 3, and 4, I love. I honestly think he's one of the best characters. 2, he's not in it that much, but I love the stuff with Nancy and Jonathan. Season 3, he's amazing and so funny. But he's also in those 3 seasons. He's a great comedic relief character because he's so funny, but he also is has a purpose in the show, with the Russian stuff. He becomes close with Alexei, and then season 4, he's badass. He goes with Joyce to save Hopper, and he has that fight on the plane, and then he has the flamethrower at the end. And he's funny the whole time, but he's also doing stuff. He's very important to the show. Season 5, I do not love him really. I think he just has weird lines, honestly, and he's kind of I don't know. Like, obviously he has to be there because he knows what's going on, but it didn't seem like he had more of a purpose in this season rather than 2, 3, 4. But he wasn't bad, but it definitely was not my favorite. It was my least favorite version of Murray for sure. But I loved him in those 3 seasons. He's definitely a top 10 character for me. Is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he's just outside. He's just out. Well, if this is in order, I don't know. It's different than doing a top 10. Dr. Owens, I'm gonna put a B. Like I said, I enjoyed. No, I'll put him that. I enjoyed Dr. Owens. I think I like Paul Reiser as an actor. I think he contributes a lot to the show with 11 and all the characters. I'll put him there. Holly was another great character. I mean, I can't put her an A just because she had one great season, but I'll put her there because I really like what we got with her in season 5, and she really. It's so hard for a new cast member to come on in the very last season of the show and be good. Like, that's really hard. But she did it, so I'll put her there. Alexi. I gotta put. I mean, I can't put him higher than B. You know, I mean, he's an iconic character in the show for only being in 1. He's so lovable and funny, and like I said, I love his relationship with Murray. But I can't put him any higher than that. And of course, that picture there is so iconic. Owens is my underrated GOAT. Easily one of my favorite side characters. Still saw, yeah, dude, I agree. I don't know why there is no mention of him. Eddie. Now, I know I might sound hypocritical, but Eddie was only in 1 season, but he had such an impact. I'm going to put him a little, I don't know, actually. That's close between Billy and Eddie. Eddie just had such an impact on the show. And that first episode he was on, it already felt like he was been in the show for all the 3 seasons leading up to that. And then throughout it, you just learn to love Eddie more because his relationship with Dustin, and then I love his relationship with Steve. We get towards the end. He's just a funny, likable guy, and you just feel kind of bad for him. But he like him, even like his chemistry with Chrissy, it's like there right away. I think Joe Quinn is such a great actor, and you feel that right away. And I think he just added another like kind of grounded element to the show that stayed there in season 5. So I'm gonna put Eddie in A right there because even though he was only in 1, he had such a meaningful role. Argyle, I'll put him at the end of C because he's funny, but like whatever. Dipshit Derek, dude. I would love to put Dipshit Derek in A because he was fantastic in this season. Honestly, I think I like him more than Mike. Is that crazy? I think I might like him more than Mike. I think he's so freaking funny in this season where I could watch a whole show just of him. But also, like, he's got, like, I don't know, that last scene with him waving the mic is so funny. It's so funny. I don't know. Props to the kid playing him because he did a fantastic job. I couldn't put him in A though. Like that's just not fair. But B, high B for sure, and he's great. He's great. Erica, I'm gonna put her in high C. No, Jonathan's better. I'll put her there. I think she's funny. I think sometimes she's in it too much. Season 5, I think, was definitely the best balance of Erica. I think sometimes she's funny. I think sometimes she's annoying. Not a character I really care about. So yeah, I'm gonna put her in C. Ooh, Bob. I love Bob, dude. I'm gonna put Bob right above Derek. Another character who was only in 1 season but had such a big impact. He's like the best guy on the show. Like he's just totally the greatest guy ever. You know, like he's such a good guy. Like he found out about all that stuff and didn't even like flinch. Like he was like, okay, I'll be with you, Joyce. I'll help Will out. He gave Will some good advice that didn't really end up working out for him. But I don't know. Bob was such a great character. Like his death is still one of the saddest deaths in the show and one of the most shocking. Yeah, I love Bob. Bob's for sure one of the best. Will, this is gonna make some people mad, but I'm gonna have to put him in C because, like I said, I really liked Will in season 5, but the first 4 I didn't care for him at all, and I thought he was one of the worst characters. So I cannot put him any higher than that, just because it would be hypocritical of me, just because I loved him in 1 season. But Yeah, a great character in season 5. Everything else, whatever. But yeah, that is my tier list of characters of Stranger Things. I think these are all like the kind of main characters. Yeah, I think like if you put Ted Wheeler in here, I'd put him in D, and Mr. Clark, I'd put him in B. I think those are like the only characters I could think of that would be missing. So this is pretty good, honestly. You don't have any characters in D. Oh, Susie, I would put in D. Susie, I would put in D. I don't know. Is there anyone else? That's actually pretty good. I didn't realize I wouldn't put anyone in D. I'm sorry, Will was too good in season 5 to be in season 2. Yeah, but I like he's one good season and really like one part, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He doesn't really do anything, and then 8 he is good. I can't put him other than Hyde because I really didn't like him in the first 4, especially season 4 and 3. And 2 he was possessed. 1 he wasn't in it. Like I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I cannot put him higher in C. Callie would be in D. Yes, she's not on here. Bob was such a kind soul. He didn't deserve that fate. Love the Bruce dynamic he had with Will. Wish we saw him interact with other kids. Yes, I agree. He was such a great character. Sean Astin's so good. Is there anyone else? Callie would be in D. Oh, Dr. K. She's not on here. She would be in D. She would be in D for sure. Yeah, I think that's everyone. And so, yeah, that's my list. These are my top 5 up here. Yeah, here we go. Noah's acting in season 2 is good, though. Yeah, his acting never bothered me. Season 4 did. Yeah, season 4 did. Season 2, he was good, but it wasn't him, though. Like, it wasn't him most of the time. It was him being possessed. It was Noah. It wasn't Will. I mean, probably back to acting. Yeah, I think, yeah, it has nothing to do with the acting. It's just the character. I never really cared. So, yeah, this is my full ranking of Stranger Things characters. Like we said, Dr. K, Callie, Ted, they'd be in D, but they're not on this list for some reason. So, yeah, this is my tier list. If you guys want to keep going, asking questions, we can keep going for a little longer, but we're going to need a lot of questions because I can't keep improvising. But, yeah, that is my tier list. Let's do a Q&A. You can ask me anything. We'll do a Q&A on anything. Cobra Kai, Marvel, DC, Stranger Things, movies, TV show, anything you want. Your villain ranking in the show? Vecna's for sure the best. And then it's a huge fall off. Who are the other villains? Like Dr. Brenner, I guess he would be second. It's hard to do the monsters because they're not like characters. Like the Demogorgon's not a character, really. But it is like probably the Demogorgon is iconic, and like the mind like, it's hard to do the monsters. And like the Russian guy from season 3 would be last because he's just knockoff Terminator. Cobra Kai, when I think we're done with those. Maybe I'll do a Stranger Things one. I think it made sense for Will to be possessed in season 2. The fact that I mean it did make sense. I'm not saying it was a bad plot decision, but I can't say I liked Will in season 2 because he was possessed. Like, that's not Will. It's not even Will. Hold on. If you guys want to check out my season ranking, I just posted a video on that, and it's also on TikTok and my Instagram. If you're not following those, make sure to follow those up. Dear Billy, season 4, episode 4 for sure, without a doubt. And then 4-7 is second best. I love episode 4. I think it's a perfect episode of Stranger Things. I love, and 11's not even in it, which is funny. Yeah, without a doubt, best scene of the show too. With how important The Last Shadow was claimed to be, I wish they incorporated more elements of it in season 5. I partially agree. I think if they released the plays so everyone could see, then for sure. But like, not everyone could see this play. I saw it from like a YouTube video of somebody recording it from like really high up. That's the only way I saw it. So like it would be hard to incorporate that for people who haven't seen it because people would just be confused. But I think it should have just been released everywhere, like what they did with Hamilton on Disney Plus. Like, why not do that? Because there's a lot of cool lore in that, like Hopper and Joyce knowing that you can't tell that at all this season. Demogorgon's my second favorite villain because it's iconic. Yeah, it's just hard because he's not like a character, but yeah, he's one of the best monsters. Massacre at Hawkins Labs, yeah, that's my second favorite for sure. That's a fantastic episode with one of the maybe the best reveal of the whole show with Vecna being one/Henry. Like, that's so cool. Season 3, episode 8 is probably my favorite episode, or Dear Billy. Yeah, season 3 finale is one of my favorites too. Sauna Test is, I mostly just remember that scene, which is one of the best scenes, but I don't really recall everything else from that episode. But that is a solid episode though. I do agree with that. But Dear Billy's for sure, and it's not even just because of the Max scene. Obviously, that's the best scene, but you have the Hopper breakout of the prison scene, which I think is such an underrated scene. Probably, maybe, I don't know. This prison stuff has a lot of good stuff. One of my favorites from that has a great the best California scene of the show with the shootout. Insane shot, wonder, insane scene. 3, what was the other one? Oh yeah, the Creole backstory, and you got Robert Englund there too. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it's a perfect episode. I think it's super watchable, rewatchable, and has some of the best moments of the show. Great Dear Billy was the best. Massacre at Hawkins last second. I also love the Battle of Starcourt. Yeah, this might be my top 3. I mean, I might have to put the finale, the series finale in there. I wonder how many. Oh, Kate Bush got from royalties with the amount of. Yeah, dude. I mean, apparently she's the reason they got 2 Prince songs. Like, she like got their Prince's estate to give Stranger Things his songs because he doesn't really use the songs in television. But yeah, she probably gets a decent amount. Also, The Spy, The Mind Flayer, and The Gate are the best episodes in season 2. The finale of season 2 is definitely great. I don't remember the episode titles for each one. But like the last few, besides The Lost Sister of season 2, is solid. It's solid. All right, a few more guys, and we'll wrap things up. I agree. 100% agree. I think season 5, episode 4, and season 5, episode 8 are both top 10. Yeah, but those are the only season 5 that are top 10. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I like the Turnbow Trap. I really do. I think it's such a fun episode. What other episodes? I think season 1's got season 1 and 4 probably the most episodes for me in the top 10. 3 has maybe 2. 2 has maybe 2. 4 has at least 3, maybe more. 1 also like at least 2 or 3. 5 too. I don't know if that adds up to 10, but I still think that season 2 Mind Flayer is the most terrifying version. Yeah, but like the thing is, like, we don't see him like actually like in a battle, you know, like he's just like in your mind. So it's like not that. That's why I don't love season 2. Is like the Demodogs are like the biggest threat that's actually there, and they're like not like whatever. Like a Demogorgon is way more scary than the dogs. The dogs are just stupid. Season 5, episode 5 is an underrated episode. Yeah, but like I wouldn't say it's a top 10 though, because it's really only that scene that like carries it. I love the episode. Yeah, that was. I do like the fun stuff when like nothing serious is going on. I do appreciate that. I think that's what 2 or 3. Episode 2 or 3 of season 3. That is a fun scene though. You're as cold as ice. I would say Dear Billy, The Massacre of Hawkins Lab, Battle of Starcourt, The Sorcerer, and The Right Side Up are my top 5. Those might be my top 5 too, honestly. Yeah. What is going on here? Um, Season 5, Mind Flayer had a good design, but man, they wasted that version. I don't know if they wasted it. I mean, it was a little like I wish the battle was a little longer, but I don't think it was wasted. They're definitely bringing Stranger Things back in 10 to 15 years. Hopefully not, but probably. I think seasons 1 and 2 were the best when handling the mystery elements of the show. Really had, I think seasons 1 and 2 had the best mystery. Honestly, I think like season 4 is very underrated in terms of like when people say mystery, like the stuff about Henry Creel and the Creel family, and then how everything tied, and then like even like the mystery of like Eleven's backstory that you learn more. Like season 4 is a very underrated mystery. Season 2, Mind Flayer has the most aura in terms of the monster villains, in my opinion. The only thing holding it back is if you don't see it battle, obviously. Yeah, I do agree. I agree with that. All right, guys, let's get our last few questions, and I'll go for 5 more minutes until it's 1 hour 36. So, excuse me. Let's get our last few questions in. Season 3 completely took away the mystery, but season 4 brought it back for a little bit. Yeah, season 3 doesn't really have a mystery. I think it hurts how it started. Like the first scene of that season is, like the Russians the Russians opening up the gate. I think if you didn't reveal that, and it was more like who actually opened the gate, and then you find that out, it would have been bigger reveal, and it would have had that mystery element in. I don't know why I made that the first scene of the season. What season had the best colors? Oh, 3 for sure. 3 is like known for its aesthetic and the colors. Yeah, but also like I love like the gloom of like season 4, and like it just like reflects the tone. But 3 had the best. Yeah, Stranger Things has good coloring, and it reflects like the tone of the season. Like I can like picture the color of every season, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 probably is like the least, but yeah. I think seasons 1, 2 were when Mystery Shine, whereas season 4 was the best horror season. Yeah, I agree. I think they handled the horror elements the best. Oh yeah, like it's for sure the scariest season and most like mature. Who's your favorite couple? Chopper, Joyce and Hopper. Besides 11, one of the main characters should have died this season. I do agree. I think and like you were like, you just want them to die for shock value. No, you got to add some stakes to it, or else it feels too safe, which it kind of did. Also, remember when the Upside Down used to be scary? Yeah, remember when the characters had to like wear masks so they couldn't breathe it in, and not everyone's just like chilling down there. Whatever. 3 more minutes, guys. Somebody should have died in that Mind Flayer battle. Yeah, I knew nobody was gonna die there at that point. Yeah, I mean, you know what? They just do too many death fake outs where it's like, I know they're not gonna die. Stop doing these fake outs because they're just annoying. Like the one with Steve and Dustin and Nancy. It's like, I know they're not gonna die, so stop doing it. That bothered me more than nobody actually dying. It's even out of fake outs. Like they think they got us. No, they didn't. We know they're not dying. You don't do that in this show. All right. All right, 2 more minutes, guys. Get your last few in. I knew Steve wasn't dying in the first 15. I knew he wasn't gonna die, but I especially knew when they cut the black. Like I said, that was annoying. When you do that, it takes all that away. It's like in the 4th episode of the season, when you think Hopper could die, and I actually thought in that scene he could have died when he's like, "I love you, Jane." I actually thought he maybe was gonna die there, but when they cut to black and cut to another scene, I knew he wasn't. Also, the Upside Down used to be a lot more darker and eerie. Yeah, they kind of lost that. I think the Duffers wanted to end Stranger Things early on, but Netflix wanted more seasons. Maybe. I don't know. I think the Duffers had more stories. No, I don't think that's true. I don't know. I think you like the only other time in the show where you could have ended it is 3, but I don't like that. But I would have not liked that if that was the ending, because I feel like a lot of stuff wasn't wrapped up. What season would you rewatch over and over again? I can tell you which one I do rewatch over and over again. 1 and 4, easily. But like, I think season 2 for sure, and maybe 5 will be like the least rewatchable. 3 is definitely watchable, like on its own for sure. But 4 and 1. Also, the ending of season 4 was so pointless. Yeah, I mean, like it's a cool scene, but now it kind of is like they just put a Band-Aid over all that. But I think it's still a cool scene on its own. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you all. This was a great stream. I'm glad we got a decent amount of people on. I wasn't expecting that, honestly, because it's been a minute since I streamed. I'll try to stream more. I don't want to promise anything because it's just difficult to like find the right schedule and also like know how many people will come on. But let's shout some people out who came on. Thank you, Chosen Fave. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you guys, and Garrett. Thank you guys always for some great questions and always coming on here. Avery, thank you. Kevin, my man. I know we had Jacob and Evan earlier. Jack. Try to get everyone. Damn, you guys carry these questions. Thank you. Bubbles Forever. Thank you for coming on. If I missed you, I don't think anybody's still on who I missed. So thank you guys all for coming on. If you guys haven't already, thank you guys. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to or follow my TikTok and Instagram, TZK Films. Shorts, that's where I've been on mostly. A lot of videos coming your way, a lot of rankings, a lot of reviews, all that. Let me know what type of videos you guys want me to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, Stranger Things. It's been real nice. All right. See you guys.